I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your dumpster fire for the weeks of March 13th to March 26th.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns. World burns.
We don't really know how many dumpster fires are going to be left.
No, we do not. Playing it by ear.
It could be this one. It could be two more. We don't even know.
We
But
could be
you
going
know-
to the emergency room.
It's the return of the Sammy Flaps and Folds. Hooray!
Welcome back, Sammy! Thank you,
Cheers.
thank you.
Welcome back, Sammy. It's
It
too
is
long.
good to be back.
Return of the Flaps and Folds.
Thank God.
It's like Return of the Jedi.
I emerged from the flaps.
Matilda's about to
Like
emerge
what
from the
Matilda's
flaps.
gonna do.
Any minute now because I'm getting Braxton Hicks contractions again.
Oh my God.
And Luna's in the house.
Hello, Luna.
Making me look beautiful when I feel
Thank
disgusting. And cousin Maggie, the voice of reason, is here.
Hello, everyone.
Holding down the fort.
Kind of.
Month, but we have a Supreme Court justice who doesn't know how to define the word. Unlike us, because we are a team of biologists here.
All right. We've got some of last week's comments. MM said, can here's an idea misogynist disguised as male feminist shut the up challenge be made into a shirt? And P.S. Dave, I bought your hot
It's a
sauce.
little wordy. Oh, good. Yeah, buy Dave's hot sauce. He's not here, but he's with us in spirit and in the writer's room. And that boy needs your support. HaHaHotSauce.com.
Nickery Dickory Doc said, I was previously a big righty. Then it was this show that purple pilled me. Thank you, Bridget and Co. I have and will continue to enjoy your content.
You're welcome. I would like to frame this and put it at the top of my Twitter page for all of those people who are like, me.
Bridget loves Trump.
You're such a righty.
Such a MAGA Karen. Beep. Jerk off in their faces.
Ew.
Well, that leads us right into Ebskis. Oh, it's just a bunch of ads now as I jerk off to free content online. Should be embedded in stone and preserved for eternity.
I jerk off to all the haters.
Then Glowworm Actual said, I guess getting a Harry Potter tattoo to cover up my swastika tattoo wasn't a good idea.
These are great jokes.
You have to
I
have-
love this segment.
Yeah, you have to have watched last week's episode to get that comment. So
But
hopefully.
this is what keeps you in the loop. Yeah, this is my new favorite segment because I don't hear these until right now.
Jed Block said, dumpster fire is a national treasure.
Truly.
It
Truly.
is.
Tell your friends.
It's a time capsule of what happened.
It is a time capsule of what went wrong.
Anna Bananarama said, don't let them find Bridget's explanation of how she can smell Russians. She'll be drafted. Oops.
By the CIA.
It's out there. Andy Ortman, funniest women on the net. Even the deep-voiced hot sauce chick throws in some funny content. And then Sam had a joke last week that we completely forgot to add into, but when we found out about Elon's secret baby, she was like, now Matilda has a nemesis too. And some people were on board with that as well. Crystal Lake said, in 5 years, Bridget should pit her baby against Elon's secret baby in a death match. Winner takes Mars.
Maybe my baby will challenge his baby to a duel just like Elon did to Putin. You know what's going to happen? We're going to move to Texas. They're going to end up being friends. And Elon's going to be her godfather.
Or they'll get married. She'll marry the boy and then Elon will be her father-in-law.
Oh my God. she'll
Jaron
marry
will be
Ashi.
so thrilled.
Sharon would lose his
And I would too, because now I'd have to delete all of the videos of us making fun of that kid's name.
And then Jaron and Elon would run off together.
Because my teenage daughter will be like, you were so cruel to him. He was just a baby. Just an innocent baby, and you're making fun of him online.
We'd probably have to delete your alien tentacle sex too.
You're so gross, Mom. I hate you. That's my future.
And then Ceze said, I cannot wait for Matilda and Elon's unfortunate spawn to battle it out for the destiny of our world in a couple years.
Those were great, guys. We love your comments.
Thank you.
Our audience is really funny.
They really are. What should we have them comment about this week?
It'll come to us
Anything?
throughout the episode.
Okay. All right.
Let's let it breathe a little. Let's let this episode open up like a fine bottle of wine. And breathe a little bit.
Well, we're opening with women.
Women!
Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Jackson isn't a biologist and can't define what woman means.
Democrats never want to win anything ever again. You would think facing apocalyptic midterms that they would be like, hey, maybe dial it back on some of that gender stuff. Most people hate it, but oh no. Instead, their Supreme Court nominee decided to decline to answer what a woman is, the definition of one, and says that the reason she doesn't know that is because she's not a biologist.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the meaning
biologist.
of
And there's a lot I have to say about this. I warned you people. I warned you all. We've been screaming women on this show for 2 years. Women! 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 It's the word. Use it. Telling you that they're trying to erase women and that word. And everybody said, oh, Bridget, this is just a fringe internet thing. It's not real. It's not in the real world. This is just something that only the fringe people on the online and fringe activists say. No, it's not. It was birthing person in my birth class and pregnant people. And now you have a Supreme Court justice who can't define what women is. And you're telling me that this is fringe? No, it's at the highest levels of our institutions. So don't tell me that this is some fringe shit. This is not the time for you to be quiet. This is not the time for you to sit back and say, oh, this is just fringe and it's going to blow over. It's not blowing over. It's getting worse. And I don't really know where shit goes from here, because if you can't define what men and women are, basic biological realities of our entire species, then pretty much anything is up for grabs in terms of what you will believe and what you won't believe, or what you'll be scared to say. Only the Democrats would make a big deal out of electing the first black woman to the Supreme Court, and then while she's up there in her confirmation hearings, cannot define what a woman is in order not to piss off her party.
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
What's crazy is that we've gone from believe all women during the Kavanaugh hearings, which defined that period, to what is this word you speak of? Women? Never heard of it. The thing that's so funny to me is during Kavanaugh, it was like everyone was dressed up in Handmaid's Tales costumes, but nothing is more handmaidsy than reducing a woman to her biological parts and talking about her in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's so creepy. The whole thing drives me crazy. The whole discourse. And they said it was a gotcha moment so that the right could take the clip and play it to their constituents. And that's probably true, but that says a lot about what's going on the left, that this is a gotcha question. Can you define what women is? And the other thing that is so frustrating about it is that I'm not buying that the right gives a shit about women suddenly either.
Yeah.
Like, these guys don't care about women's sports all of a sudden, and they don't care about women's rights. Like, they're like, oh, she can't even define women, ha ha ha, but we'll bounty hunt you if you get an abortion in another state. Like, give me a break.
Right. And they're like, see, feminists, this is what you get. This is what you were asking for.
I know. I got called a transphobe, and then like on the right, you hear like, see, this is the future you wanted. No, it's not. No, it's not. that might be new to the intersectional feminism wave, but first wave feminists did not want female penises in the locker room.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I still think my solution of having this is a penis-free zone is the solution. Not men's rooms, not women's rooms. Just there's no penises allowed in here.
Yeah.
I don't care what you identify as.
Take your female penis and get the out of here.
And that's not to say like we've hit the transgender thing pretty hard and we're not anti-transgender.
No.
It's just the fact that these laws are rife for exploitation.
There's so much that's illogical that it has to be a religion
Mm-hmm.
because it's so nonsensical. Like even the statement trans women are women is inherently a paradox because why do you need to transition if you're already a woman? If it's literally just something that you feel and think about, why do you need to take meds? Why do you need to chop parts of your body off? Like, it's inherently a dysfunctional, illogical mentality and ideology. And the only way it makes sense is if it's a religion.
Right. And if you need to transition, okay, that's fine. But there's reasons women need safe spaces. There's reasons women need single sex spaces. And these laws are there to protect them. And if you can't have a judge who doesn't know what a woman is, then how can she?
Well, that's the thing is that when you talk about this stuff, it's always women that are being reduced to their parts. It's always the word that they're tripping over. It's always uterus haver, birthing person, menstruator, bleeder was the one last week. And it's never really about the men because single sex spaces were created to protect women. And if you are letting men into those spaces, biological men, you're suddenly not protecting women anymore. And it doesn't really work the other way. You're not seeing tons of trans men rushing to go get into a male prison. You're not seeing trans men rushing to go play against men in sports. Gee, why the is that?
Uh-huh.
Maybe because there's a difference.
Yeah.
That matters, that we can't ignore, and that women suffer under the ignoring of this. It's just, I shouldn't even be having this conversation.
It's ridiculous.
We've been getting throttled week after week, and I know it's because of this stuff.
And we're
gender criminals.
Right. And we get called transphobes for it. And the second you start talking about this someone slaps the label transphobe on you and is like, oh, you're just a transphobe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I know tons of people who are trans who don't agree with the idea that there's no biological reality.
Right.
They're not on board with the idea that you just get to self-ID into like a prison if you're a man, or that trans women are women, that there's no biological distinction, that there's no difference between a male who's gone through puberty and a female. I mean, again, like I shouldn't. It's so bad that we've had to hammer this so hard. And now you know why.
Yeah.
Now you know why. Buy our women hoodie. Buy our women hoodie. Support this show as long as you can, because we're like gender criminals. We're gonna get freaking disappeared.
Right. Buy our women hoodie before woman becomes a hate speech.
I mean, even in my birth class, it was painful to watch these nurses talk for hours about the miracle of the female body and how the placenta and the pelvis and reproducing and like all of this stuff that women's bodies are capable of. And they were tripping over themselves not to use that word.
That's just horrifying. Wow. There's something horrifying about that.
It's upsetting.
Yeah, deeply. And why can't you, as a woman, be like, I am offended by the terms you're using.
My lived experience doesn't matter. Everyone else's lived experience apparently matters.
Right.
But mine doesn't.
I am offended by the terms you're using to describe me. Birthing person, that just reduces me to the sum of my biological parts. Use the term women.
No, get me my Handmaid's Tale costume, because that's what I'm going to be freaking wearing every day now. And just put birthing person on it.
Bleeder.
It's ridiculous.
Why don't they just call us gashes and get it over with? That's
true.
Like just the most horrific word you can call.
It's true.
Okay, well, and then we have another piece of nonsensicality in this. Army eases fitness test standards for women and older troops.
Oh, God. Pradeep had such a great tweet about this. It was so insightful.
Liberal logic. 1. Biological male now living as a female is physically equivalent to same age biological females. 2, biological women and older women who will be in life and death situations based on this criteria are not physically equivalent to men. Same damn people.
Yeah, it's illogical. That's what I mean. It has to be a religion or a cult. There's no logic to it whatsoever. You're on the one hand are saying like, oh, Leah Thomas is the equivalent of these female swimmers. And on the other hand, they're reducing the physical requirements for females and older females in the army so that they can pass the tests.
Yeah.
Why would you be doing that? I thought we were all equal strength. Like that's
right. Oh, you're acknowledging a difference in strength between the sexes? What? That makes sense?
It makes me feel like I'm going crazy. I think this is like a feature, not a bug, too. It's supposed to make you feel insane. I'm going to go into labor.
Okay. You're going to go into labor when talking about the women shit?
Yeah. It's going to be my freaking birth mantra.
Patriarchy So Crafty. Leah Thomas sets a record for the women's 500 freestyle.
I mean, this is proof we are living in an actual, literal, already made South Park. And somebody online, because the internet is glorious, took the audio from South Park and put it over Leah Thomas talking about her win, and it is truly spectacular.
Now that I can compete as female, I'm ready to smash the other girls. I'm here to kick some f***ing ass. I'm gonna roll up the other women here, and I'm gonna smoke them.
Then they get freaking gaslit because they don't want to see her lady penis in the locker room. So the women are saying, you know, we're uncomfortable because Leah's walking around with her dick hanging out.
Right. And then someone on TikTok made a freaking video about how transphobic that is. And apparently a female not wanting to change in front of a trans woman with a dick is transphobic.
Every day, it seems like Leah Thomas's fellow athletes get more and more transphobic. Now they're saying they're uncomfortable sharing a changing room with her. Really want to show your support for Leah? Kick these transphobic girls off the team.
Her delicate dong hammer flapping around.
What happened to, like, that makes me uncomfortable. Honoring your choices as a woman, being able to say no, being able to...
I don't know, Maggie. It's suck my dick, bigot. It's look at my dong, lady.
Or you're a transphobe.
Yeah.
Check out my lady girl.
Sam wants to make condoms called lady socks.
Yeah. Trans women who have not gone under gender reassignment surgery need to have
a lady branded
maybe condom.
Maybe we pivot right into this new market.
It's a growing industry. It's a growing market. We know that.
Which one? Which one?
Lady socks.
Lady sock.
Pink. We can make pink condoms.
Let us know in the comments.
Which what are the two options?
Lady socks or
Dainty Dong Bags.
Okay. Yes. Please let us know, our audience, because YouTube can't possibly throttle us anymore.
This will probably be our last episode.
On YouTube, at least.
This channel's coming down. We'll be like, lady socks, you're out of here.
Or Dainty Dong Bags.
What happened to my lived experience again?
I know.
How come the only person's lived experience who matters is the one person? This is the patriarchy.
The one person
the
hanging
one
brain.
The one biological male in the room her lived experience matters, and none of the other women in that room, it doesn't matter how they feel.
And how, it's like, what, 1 in 3 women has been sexually assaulted? How many of the girls in that room have been assaulted?
Yeah.
Only the patriarchy could convince women to erase themselves.
I'm like, how fucking dumb are we that we're actually falling for it?
We're pretty dumb. That's why they're weaker sex. They were right all along.
I'm editing that out.
No,
I miss the days when I was just told to stay in the kitchen.
Yeah. It's the irony, too. The only reason people started watching women's sports is because men started competing in them.
and winning.
Yeah, patriarchy so crafty. The WNBA, I don't think, has any trans women yet, which just shows you that the WNBA is so bad that not even trans women want to play in it. Yeah, we're definitely getting canceled. We're taking real risks out here, people. We're on the front lines. We are the rhino of the culture war. Everybody's poaching us when it's safe.
Right.
What are you doing? Sitting there behind your computer?
Not joining our cause for $50 a year.
Watching this free
$5 a
content
month.
as you jerk it behind your keyboard?
With your lady sock.
See, it's catching on.
Someone's going to steal that too and market it. We're like, God damn it.
So true. We're just destined to be in this garage
Just
forever. Listen, I know our audience is small but mighty. And it's probably going to be when I die that suddenly people are like, that was really good.
She was quite a prophet of our times. Then we have the BDE Award. Virginia Tech swimmer, I'm going to slaughter this name, but Rekha Georgi released a full statement on the NCAA allowing Leah Thomas to compete in the 500 freestyle. And this was brave of her.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to do that because she's not going to get work or anything. You get so punished for taking stands like that. And it's appropriate that she got the BDE Award. Ironically, this was one of the few women on the team who doesn't have a dick, but she got the BDE Award.
But she's got a pair of balls on her.
No, not the few. I mean, most of the women on the team don't have dicks.
That's such an absurd statement.
I know. And even laughing at it probably is transphobic somehow. But it really is hilarious.
We've got the Vagina Monologues with Sammy Flaps and Folds. Tucker Carlson's female anatomy lessons got nothing on our own Sammy Flaps and Folds.
We're glad Tucker is finally teaching men on the right about the female reproductive system. But we have a dumpster fire biologist, Sammy Flaps and Folds, here to remind us and remind them of where the clit is, which is really all that matters. I loved that freaking a model had a thigh gap.
I know, right? Of course, Tucker Carlson's shadow woman has to have a thigh gap.
Someone on Twitter was like, why did they Photoshop out the cigarette? Welcome, dumpster fire biologist, Sammy Flaps and Folds.
What a
Thank you,
graceful
Bridget.
entrance.
So graceful.
At least we've now got 2 rolling chairs.
Sam, what have we got here?
Well, Bridget,
This is the return of the old favorite.
I actually, this is your vagina.
Oh.
It looks like I'm pregnant.
Uh-huh. Not to scale. Note.
This is not to scale. But please note, Republicans, that's where the clit is.
Republicans.
And also for anyone, because someone in one of the comments was like, I have been looking, what is the origin of the name Sammy Flaps and Folds? I've resigned myself to never know. So I pointed them to the clip that said it, but show us the flaps and the folds, Sam.
The flaps and the folds. You have the labia majora, which is this bigger outer one. That's your flap, okay? And then your folds is your labia minora. That's the thinner one. Right in there. So you got the majora, big, major, think that. And then minora, folds. It folds in. The flap folds.
Sometimes they hang down a little.
Yeah. Sometimes they're a little droopy.
They hang down and it's a little little wave thing going on down there. But your clit is always underneath the clitoral hood. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small. I don't know.
Go find it.
However, the good Lord made you.
Go find it.
But as a biologist, that's where the clit is.
And then what are those other holes there, Sam?
Well, here you've got the urethra. That's where the pee comes out of.
The pee hole.
That's the pee hole. That's the pee hole.
That's the technical term for it.
And then right here, you've got the vaginal opening.
Very big vaginal opening.
Well, she's dilated. This is where
I think this is about to give birth.
Well,
this is
yeah.
where the P goes in the V. This is where Millie. This is where the baby emerges out of. It gets big and shrinks down. This is where
Sometimes it tears from here to here.
sometimes it tears from here to here.
Thank you for sharing that nice tidbit.
That's normally when that happens. It's when you're giving birth.
And then,
And
the
all of
beehole.
this is called the vulva.
yes.
So this whole thing's a vulva. The vagina itself is this opening. And then this is the anus, also known as a butthole or an
Also
asshole.
known as the beehole.
The beehole. That's
Or
what likes
beehole.
Bridget likes
The
to call it.
stinky beehole.
This is just a refresher course.
Thank you,
Now
Sam.
that you guys
Of
know where
course.
ovaries and cervix and uterus are. We thought we should remind you of the only thing that matters.
That's
thing
the
that
part you
matters.
see. This is the part you see.
And also remember, it's not to scale. So when you're down there, it's not going to look like this, but it'll be kind of like this.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sammy.
My
Flaps and
pleasure.
Folds.
My pleasure.
Dr. Flaps and Folds, everyone.
In the house. Moving on, we have important stories we're ignoring. Food shortages. Russia and the Ukraine produce 30% of the world's wheat. The CDC tells the New York Times it hid COVID data for political reasons.
We knew that.
Bird flu cases surge in the U.S. More than 6 million birds have been killed to prevent the spread. And temperatures in East Antarctica are 70 degrees warmer than usual.
Speaking of global warming, we now turn to our weather update from Jackie Guerrero.
Tardes. Hablamos de condiciones muy severas, esta vez para los estados adyacentes sobre los Grandes Lagos. Es de gran interés para ustedes en Chicago.
Okay.
Love this show so
Don't
much.
ever forget to touch my bells and buttons and like, subscribe, and comment. I love this show too.
Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein's pedo island is now on sale for $125 million.
I love how literally everyone online was like, I feel like they'll get more if they change the name. Like, who's buying this? Whoever buys that island's going to find some gnarly shit.
I know.
Sicko.
How are you going to be able to sleep at night when you can still hear their cries in the wind?
Ugh. God, it's terrible.
Gonna be Bill Gates.
Yeah. Gonna need a lot of sage for that island. It's going to be like a headline like, Bill Gates purchases private island. We know which island it is, Bill.
Sprained My Eyes. MSNBC posted an article linking pandemic fitness trends to the far right.
Ugh. I thought we were done with these articles during the Trump era. Weren't we done with these?
Apparently not.
Oh, God.
Joe Rogan's still around.
I feel like this article is just a long-winded way of saying Joe Rogan is actually Hitler.
Right? That's where they're leading us to.
It feels that way to me. Mm-hmm. The article is somehow worse than the headline. I love headlines that are this bad where you roll your eyes and you're like, oh, God.
The headline is Opinion, Why the Far Right is Really into Home Fitness.
I mean, it's eye-rolling and ridiculous. And then I click on the article to read it, and somehow the article is even worse than the headline, which is rare. Usually the clickbait headlines, you click on them and you're like, okay, that wasn't as bad. This was actually worse once you started reading it. There was this great gem. Physical fitness has always been central to the far right. In Mein Kampf, Hitler fixated on boxing and jiu-jitsu, believing they could help him create an army of millions whose aggressive spirit and impeccably trained bodies combined with fanatical love of the fatherland would do more for the German nation than any mediocre tactical weapons training. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty surprised Hitler liked anything with the word Jew in it.
But I'm pumped.
Heyo, jiu-jitsu. But seriously, you would think he would have been like, maybe not.
Nope. Maybe it's pronounced differently in German.
Probably.
Tax the rich.
Tax the rich!
$300,000 a year is now poor, and the solution is apparently lentils. This was a ridiculous tweet
From Bloomberg.
It says, inflation stings most if you earn less than $300K. Here's how to deal. Take the bus. Don't buy in bulk. Try lentils instead of meat. Nobody said this would be fun.
Nobody said being poor was going to be fun, pores. Listen up. It's just ridiculous. So many things about this are ridiculous. $300,000?
I know.
Is that like the poverty line now?
I know.
Insane.
I'm like,
what the
you looked up the number,
Inflation
too.
is way worse than I thought. $300,000 is the poverty line.
And you looked up the number. It's like 98.7% of people make less than that.
The like median income in America is like $50,000, $50,000 to $60,000. $300,000 is like a comfortable living when you are in a city like LA or San Francisco or New York, and even then you're kind of a poor.
Yeah.
Like it's the poverty level in LA.
Yeah.
It's not the poverty level in
Ridiculous.
America.
I love too that they're like, don't buy in bulk. It's like the rich are like, don't go to Costco.
Because they want to buy in bulk because they know the food shortages are coming. So they've got to keep that shit to themselves. And lentils are just a gateway drug to bugs because it was creepy when they were pushing the bugs, and maybe they realized like that method wasn't working. So they needed to back off a little, and now they're pushing lentils
to ease us in. Lentils are gross. They creep me out. They look like bugs.
Exactly. That's why lentils are the gateway drug to bugs.
My nemesis is at it again. Elon challenged Putin to a fight with the stakes being Ukraine.
A duel, in fact. He challenged him to a duel. I'm surprised Putin didn't take him up on this.
Uh-huh.
Elon seems like somebody that, like, I could beat up.
Yeah.
Pregnant.
I'm like, is he secretly trained in jujitsu?
I will kick his ass pregnant.
Jiu-jitsu? I'm going to learn jiu-jitsu.
He said, I hereby challenge, and then spelled his name in Russian, and to single combat. Stakes are Ukraine in Russian as well.
How do the Ukrainians feel about this? Did anyone consult them? Like Elon suddenly just has the rights to Ukraine. We didn't know about it.
Right.
The freaking megalomania of this guy.
He just bought Ukraine and no one knew about it.
I know. I feel like this is a weird way that we found out Elon bought Ukraine.
And then what if he did lose? We would have to just be okay. If he did lose, we'd have to just be okay with being like, okay, well, I guess Russia gets Ukraine.
So stupid. What an attention whore. My God. I challenge you, Elon, to a single-handed combat duel for control of Tesla. I will kick your ass pregnant.
All right, what is happening? The LAPD is telling people not to wear expensive jewelry in public. Oh, boy.
Just don't leave your house. Leave it to the LAPD to victim blame everybody in LA. Only they would do that. They're like, this is what you get for wearing jewelry. They're just like telling everybody to go pretend that they make under $300,000. That's how you survive in this freaking city. That's what we do. We put a janky ass tub outside. We make it look super poor. It's not going to be worth anyone taking the risk. And we don't have to pretend.
Apparently, there is no risk these days, though.
Pretend you live in Cape Town, Los Angeles.
Right.
Don't wear any jewelry. If you're hiking, go in pairs and just give them your money.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a t-shirt that says, I love lentils. Don't rob me. Maybe we need to do another one of those videos that Sam and I did.
Yeah.
All of the self-defense that we learn, we get from these Japanese videos that combine jazzercise and self-defense.
Say anything you want. Say anything you want. Spare me my life.
Spare me my life.
And English.
Spare me my life.
And learning English.
Yeah, and learning English. I don't think there's any self-defense in there.
No.
It's more of just give it to him.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. I was robbed by two men.
I was robbed by two men. This is what the LAPD is putting out for Los Angeles.
I was robbed by two men. I was robbed by two men. I was robbed by two men.
Instead of protecting us and locking away criminals, check out this awesome self-defense video that Sammy Flapsymbols found.
Shut up! Don't say a word.
All right, then we have dumpster diving.
What's next in the dumpster?
Brazilian singer Poca was hospitalized because she wouldn't fart in front of her partner.
Doesn't she know she could be making money with those farts?
I know. She's hot, too.
It's a whole economy. Girl, get yourself an OnlyFans. Fart in some jars. You don't even have to fart in front of your boyfriend. And by the way, the farts are the things that bind you in like a relationship.
Right.
That's the true level of intimacy.
Uh-huh.
That's farting.
Well, I mean, it's so weird to me too because
Luna's like, I still don't fart in front of my husband.
Nope.
How long have you guys been together?
5 years.
That's the Italians for you.
He's not allowed. No.
He's not allowed either.
No. So what happens if there's like a bad smell in the house?
I don't know. Blame LA smog or something. LA smog or something.
We live by the freeway. Well, it's so crazy because like that one chick wound up in the hospital for farting too much. This chick wound up in the hospital for not farting at all.
Apparently there's a delicate balance of fart ratio that you need to maintain
I had
in
no
order
idea.
to like not end up in the hospital.
Everyone
Don't
be
farce
careful. We bring awareness of these interesting issues.
Because we are biologists.
You should be farting 5 times a day.
Breaking Bridget. Afghan girls are not allowed to go to school again.
Ugh. Oh, but wow, shocking. The Taliban lied? I can't believe it. They told us they were going to let them go to school and we abandoned them. This story makes me crazy because it happened to be coming out on the same day. All these videos of the Afghan girls crying and being sent home. They went back for one day and then the Taliban told them they couldn't go. Because it was the exact same day that everything, like, what is a woman was trending, and the Supreme Court justice couldn't define what women is. I don't know. Maybe there's someone on the left. Could you explain to me what it is about these people, these young, tiny people, that makes it so that the Taliban doesn't want them to go to school? What is it? What is it about them? I didn't realize that you need to be a biologist to join the Taliban. Because they obviously know that all of these little young people are girls. And that specifically is what makes it so that they're excluded from school. And instead of wasting all of our energy here in America fighting about what is not a woman, especially intersectional feminists on the left, perhaps you could take your energy and fight for these fucking girls who actually need your help in other countries where they're not allowed to learn. Afghanistan's the only country where little girls aren't allowed to go to school.
Ugh.
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
And enraging. Like, it does break me. It breaks me that this is what we're wasting our energy on here in one of the richest countries in the world after we abandon them. And then now these little girls can't even go learn anything. We take it for granted here.
Yep.
And I'm sure one of the things they're learning is the difference between boys and girls. Oh, no, they know that all too well because they are silenced and oppressed and they deal with the real life patriarchy every single day in their face that convinces them that they're less than and that they're married off when they're like 10 years old and they can't get an education.
Their property, they have no rights of their own.
Here we're over here dicking around with what's the freaking meaning of woman.
Ugh.
That's what the meaning of woman is. That's why we had feminism. That's why we have sex-based rights. That's why we have single-sex spaces because of this shit.
Yep. And it kills me. It's like
Makes
the
me
right to vote.
insane.
The right to vote in this country for women is 100 years old. It just reached its 100-year mark a couple years ago.
Yeah, we had like 50 years of a good run of feminism, and now women
right.
are just like giving it all away.
Women's sports came to rise in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, it was like 50 years
like
ago.
like what are we doing?
We had a
Dicking
good
around
run.
with all this bullshit.
And dicking around is an intentional choice of words.
Yes.
Honestly, it really does break me because the like disparity between what is actual oppression and what women face in other countries versus this like made up oppression and a very small, minuscule percentage of people who are silencing like a large, vast swath of women and telling them that they need to sit down and shut up. And ironically, they're usually biological males is fucking bananas. It's crazy town. We live in crazy town and it's such a misuse of energy. People get silenced and like get kicked off the internet. Women here are getting silenced for saying things by biological males and women who are supporting this because for whatever reason this insane shit has like taken over and you're like a thought criminal if you go against it.
Yeah,
I give up. But before I give up, I would like to cleanse your palate with the internet is glorious.
What's the matter? Calm down and speak slowly.
Suddenly clogged my boyfriend's toilet, so I took the poop out and put it in his cat's litter box. And he asked if I pooped in it, and I said no, but he said his cat has been dead for a week. Please pick me up.
Phetasy News.
First, before we go, like, subscribe, comment, touch my bells and buttons. If you are checking out before the news, just remember to support us at Phetasy.com. That's where you get the unedited version of this show every single Sunday that we record before everybody else, and you get all the inside jokes because there's a lot of them. We had Michael Schellenberger, who is now running for governor of California, on Walk-Ins Welcome 2 weeks ago. Check that out. Michael is brilliant. And we had Lauren Adams and Marie Irvine on from Wolf. They came on to talk about the lawsuit they're bringing against the California correction system for allowing biological males into women's prisons. So go check out those 2 Walk-Ins Welcome episodes. Subscribe wherever you can to Walk-Ins Welcome. It's another one of my favorite, like, unsung heroes
of the internet.
We're just in the doldrums.
Yeah, we are.
In the culture wars, there's like a raging hurricane everywhere, and we're just like
stuck here.
We are the Shackleton expedition, frozen in Antarctica.
At 53,000 subscribers for the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our days, we will be here. We are a podcast now. Dumpster Fire is a podcast. It seems to be getting lots of listens. Tell your friends. Download it wherever you can. Subscribe wherever you can. Thank you, supporters, subscribers, joke writers in our comments. We love and adore you. Thank you, Andy Chandler, Matt Monroe, Dave Yates, and Better Phetasy for the writing, the researching, and the editing. Thank you, Sammy Flaps and Folds. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Thank you, Luna, for the makeup.
Thank you, B.
Very happy to have you. And thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
As always. Thank you, Zen Pro Audio, for the mic. Go to Zen Pro Audio for all your audio needs. And thank you, Matilda, for not
coming out during this show.
out in the middle of this show. Although we still have 2 more of these.
Oh,
Lord. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see how we
Every
do.
dumpster fire is a miracle. Just like a woman! This has been your dumpster fire for the weeks of March 13th to March 26th. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich!